Thank you so much, and thank you for such a warm welcome. And Simeon, thank you. And good morning, everyone. It's great to be here today, and I'm thrilled to be here alongside my all-star MPPs, Effie Triantafilopoulos. Effie, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. And Eris Babikian for the Toronto Economic Forum here. To begin, I want to acknowledge and welcome the Greek Ambassador and Consul General and alternate Minister of Economy and Finance. Nikos, great to see you again. Thank you for coming by here, and thank you for working with our people from Ontario, as well as the Senator Lou. Lou, by the way, big election the other day. Now, he's a Democrat, but I talked to him. He sounds like a Republican to me, like hardcore Republican. But, something we were talking about, I'm not big into the political stripes myself. I don't care if you're from the red, blue, purple party, whatever. It's all about supporting the people of Ontario. And all the other officials here today, I want to thank you for coming. And I want to thank everyone at the Delphi Economic Forum and the Canada-Greece Chamber of Commerce for inviting me to speak today. And it's great to see so many familiar faces in the audience today, so many great business leaders, and we're so fortunate as a province to have such a thriving Greek business community and great Greek-Canadian business leaders working with us side by side to help attract investments and create jobs and build a stronger Ontario. Earlier this year, I had the pleasure of meeting the Prime Minister of Greece here in Toronto. We had a great discussion. We talked about so many different things, the large and thriving Greek community here in Ontario, which now stands at more than 150,000 people. And I just want to thank the community for the support they've shown our family over the years, starting all the way back with my dad and then my brother Rob. Rob was like a rock star when we went down to the Danforth and any of the Greek parades that we went in. We talked about boosting tourism with the Prime Minister, investments and trade between the two jurisdictions. And we both recognize the important role that Ontario's Greek community plays in building and strengthening our economic and cultural ties. In 2023, total trade between Ontario and Greece was valued at $247 million. And here in Ontario, our government is hard at work to create the conditions and the environment to attract more international investments and more international trade. Since coming into office in 2013, we've cut red tape, saving the people and businesses $1.2 billion and over 1.5 million hours in time each and every year. And Lou, you see red tape down there as well. That just slows down business. So we went in there and made sure that we're making it easier for companies to invest, and they don't have to fill out 3 feet of paperwork. We've made energy more affordable by reducing electricity rates for small, medium, and large-sized businesses by 15 to 17%. And folks, when it comes to energy, we're energy leaders, nuclear energy leaders around the world. We have something that very few jurisdictions have. We have something called a willing host. A willing host that we're building 4 SMRs out by Darlington, and we're refurbishing the Darlington plant. We have an order right now from Poland of about $100 billion. And just to explain what the SMRs are, the small modular reactors, you can make them any size, but we're making them roughly the size of a Walmart. And that can power a town of about 400,000 people. And we're leading the world with the small modular reactors. We're refurbishing Pickering, and Bruce Power is the largest nuclear facility in the entire world. It's clean, green energy. And these are some of the tools that we use when we trade with a very close ally is the United States. And when Lou calls me up in a little while and says, we're running out of energy, can you send us some? We're going to be able to send them tons of energy. Matter of fact, our grid right now, it can stretch all the way down to Florida. Think of that. So if the governor in Florida calls up and they need energy, as we build out the nuclear fleet and other forms of energy, no matter if it's wind or solar or biomass, we'll have all forms of it. but who better to trade with and send the power down there when they need it? And we're keeping taxes and fees low. In fact, our government has never raised a tax on people or businesses in 6.5 years. We've actually, thank you. We've actually lowered taxes. Overall, we've reduced the cost of doing business in Ontario by $8 billion each and every single year. And that's money that goes back into businesses so they can invest into their people, into the infrastructure and technology, and make sure the company grows with innovation. And I always tell the story, when we first took office, you know, the budget was $150 billion. I described it as a business person, I described it as a bankrupt company. So we were at $150 billion, 300,000 jobs were chased out of our province. You know, all we saw is taillights running to the south of the border. And now all we see are headlights coming back the other way. So it was $150 billion. We grew that by $64 billion of revenues to $214 billion. That's a $64 billion increase. And we're the only government that I can think of in recent memory that we didn't do it through taxation. We did it through growth, because there's over 860,000 more people working today than were working 6.5 years ago. Those are staggering numbers. There's over $70 billion of investment that we've seen over the last 4 years coming to Ontario. And of course, those folks are coming in, they're paying taxes. So my point is, we will never, ever raise a tax. There's no reason to raise a tax. Government doesn't have an income problem, not just here, but around the world. They have a spending problem. They love to spend your money. We take a different approach. And you know, friends, these steps we're taking to attract investments and create jobs, it's working. The numbers speak for themselves. Since coming into office, and Ontario has added, as I mentioned earlier, about 860,000 new jobs to our economy. More are coming. Our target is going to be 1 million jobs. And we're attracting billions of dollars in global investment across all sectors. In life sciences, for example, Ontario has secured over $5 billion in new projects, including from companies like Moderna, AstraZeneca, Roche, Sanofi. And in the tech sector, we've attracted tens of billions of dollars in investments over the past 3 years. We are now the #2 tech cluster in North America. We're growing faster by 350% than Silicon Valley and San Francisco Bay Area. They employ about 388,000 in the tech sector. We employ 430,000. Our manufacturing sector is also thriving. Last year alone, we added more manufacturing jobs than all 50 U.S. states combined. Think of that, more than all 50 U.S. states combined. We've seen over 200,000 new jobs this year alone. We've seen over 137 companies around the world invest in Ontario just in the last few, probably 8 months, that we've seen $11 billion of investment, creating 12,200 jobs here in Ontario. And we're becoming a world leader in the electric vehicle revolution. We're building a homegrown EV supply chain, connecting critical minerals in northern Ontario to clean steel makers and automakers and battery makers all across the province. And the world is taking notice. Earlier this year, Canada surpassed China, and they say Canada, but it's Ontario, in a new global ranking for battery supply chains. And over the past 4 years, we've attracted more than $45 billion in auto and electric vehicle investments. And we're just so proud that we're the only jurisdiction in the world that have the 6 largest auto manufacturers right here in Ontario. International companies across all sectors, across all industries, are choosing Ontario. Last week alone, my Minister of Economic Development and Trade in Effie and Harris, know them well, Vic Fideli, we saw investments last week alone, $2 billion. one, a big one from one, but all the other small ones, very diverse investments. And every night I get a message or a phone call from Vic Fideli, and he gives me a list of the companies coming. This is 365 days a year that we know about. There's a lot of companies that expand and invest that we don't know about, but every single night he'll send me the name of the company, where they're from, what sector they're from, how many people they're going to employ, and what the expansion is that they're going to be creating. They're coming here because of our very competitive business environment, our transportation infrastructure, and access to major North American markets. We're spending records on infrastructure, over $200 billion on building the roads, the highways, the bridges, the hospitals, the schools. It's never been done before, and the largest transit project in North America. Our world-class colleges and universities, and our skilled workforce. Ontario is a true leader when it comes to STEM education, with more than 70,000 STEM students graduating from post-secondary programs every single year. And our government is making historic investments in employment and training programs for skilled trades to ensure businesses have the workers they need to grow and expand. Friends, there are so many opportunities to work together to leverage the success of our thriving Greek community and expand our economic ties. I absolutely love the Greek community. We share the same values. And by the way, Effie, I'm getting lots of calls from the Greek community, and their number one thing is get rid of those bike lanes. That's the number one issue. You know, folks, I've done a lot of things. I've never done something so popular in my entire life than these bike lanes. I didn't know that's such an impact. My goodness. But anyways, as we navigate global uncertainty, now is the time to strengthen, not weaken our international relationships. While other countries around the world are choosing to look inward, we have an opportunity to work together towards common goals, to attract trade and investment, build our economies, and create good-paying jobs. I just want to thank each and every one of you for inviting me to the forum today. I want to thank you, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you so much.